So despite the seriousness of this matter, you know what? I looked on the internet and I found this clip. And that's the reason why I say, my people, Africans, yo, the resilience and the interesting stuff about how they make fun of things, yeah? Very serious things. Guys, stand by. Let's see how people have now put Mr. Bongo in regards to how people make noise. Boom, check it out. What's your view? Put it in the comment section. What do you think? Boom. People, yo, it's that time of the day again, and definitely I needed to come back to you on this new update. You know, I'm sure definitely you would have heard it that there's been another coup in Gabon by now.
I'm Ali Bongo Ondimba, President of Gabon, and I'm to send a message to all the friends that we have all over the world to tell them to make noise, Tell them to make noise, For the people here have arrested me and my family. My son is somewhere, my wife is in another place, and I'm at the residence. Right now, I'm in the residence and nothing is happening. I don't know what's going on. So I'm calling you to make noise, Tell them to make noise, Tell them to make noise, I'm calling you, my son, to make noise, my wife, to make noise, all the friends, to make noise, ready. To make noise, ready. I'm thanking you. Thank you.
So President, I don't know whether he's still the sitting president, but Mr. Bongo is out of his seat and actually sat somewhere asking the youth of Gabon to do what? Make noise. I think this is really something that we need to be asking ourselves. Which country is coming up next? Which country is going to be affected by the widespread coups affecting other countries? And as the adage goes, when you see a brother's beard going on fire, what do? You fetch water and put it on standby. And possibly you can only do that if you think you are on the same level as the brother. Possibly for presidents who are actually doing what their nationals want or what their nationals need, I'm not sure they will be worried about these spread, or these infectious coups. But for those of you or for those of them who are actually grabbing monies here and there and actually, having your closed ears for their nationals, this is something which is coming up. One of the questions that is being asked on the channel is, the old generation definitely have come and possibly have wasted enough time of the country's independence, but the next generation, the current generation, the youth, are basically not stopping by. Listen to Mr. Bongo.
I'm Ali Bongo Ondimba, President of Gabon, and I'm to send a message to all the friends that we have all over the world to tell them to make noise, For the people here have arrested me and my family. My son is somewhere, my wife is in another place, and I'm at the residence. Right now, I'm in the residence and nothing is happening. I don't know what's going on. So I'm calling you to make noise, ready. I'm thanking you.
And he's definitely pleading out there, go out there and make the noise. The question is, where is his son? Is his son going to be out there in the group? Is his son going to be out there in the population making the noise as he's requesting? People need to be smart, as we say in Africa. You need to shine your eyes. You need to open your eyes to all these things, because people are going to be using you. And as elections are coming up, if they are lucky enough for people to wait until elections, people need to be very careful, so that you don't get up being used, as the president or the political party's tools to go out there and possibly get to lose your life. And the question that we need to be asking is, so whilst during their period of reign, nobody had the opportunity to be asking themselves, what are we doing for their nationals? Guys, see the way people are jubilating. And if actually there's been coups and the nationals are actually jubilating, I think it tells a lot. Does it not tell you that maybe the nationals were possibly sick and tired of the reign of these presidents? And if this president has actually been ruling since 2009, and actually had his father rule over 40 years, people, there is no country meant for a particular family, tribe, religion. Yeah? So let's see the uprising. We never wishing anything, any man to be falling, but the reality is, the youth of today are not stepping by for their future to be toiled with. And it's interesting, when all these things are going on, you do hear the foreign media talks about the corruption that is going on. And if these corruptions are going on, let's check Mr. Bongo. Look at his health. Who is he standing next to? So are these people not aware that he's not going to be the only person to be able to rule the country? Now let's see who he's standing next to. It's really interesting, where all these other countries are okay to do business with such politicians, but yet find their quickest ways to blame them and equally pinpoint them as corrupt. And whilst this was going on, another video that we came by actually had bags of money. How on earth? Yeah, bags of money. So a country with a population just over 2 million are struggling. Look at what people are having. Guys, it's interesting, in as much as we are talking about one Africa, we are talking about, getting people off our continent, especially the oppressors, especially the colonizers who are still in there, just in there to take whatever they want and stepping out. We need to be asking ourselves, how much are we exposing ourselves? How much are we allowing ourselves to be used as a puppets, to be used to actually rig our own nationals, to actually be the persons who are actually selling off our resources? As black people, we need to be asking ourselves, the enemy within. So when these nationals, these foreign nationals come in, they definitely find the presidents, the prime ministers, or whoever is going to be in government who is likely to sing their tunes. And lo and behold, when they find them, guess what? Their nationals are the ones who struggle. If you were a president out there, this is not from me. Yeah? This is definitely not from me. But basically, this is what the uprising is telling you. Nobody is safe. And the young people are by no means going to sit by and take some monies or two from you, and for that reason just sit by and continue to wait until the next few years when it's election time. I will definitely say to the young people, when these people offer you money, take it. But when it comes to election, give them the opportunity to realize that it is not their money that is going to determine your future. Continue to challenge the government and make sure that they are able to show you, the people, that level of accountability. Yesterday we did a video where we were asking, what will be the role of the diaspora, the African diaspora, in all these uprisings? What would be the contribution that the African diaspora needs to make? And just like we continue to say, we don't want to see even one soul being lost. All that we are saying is Africa is a very prosperous, continent, and there should be no reason why our brothers and sisters should be going through the seas in order for them to lose their lives and for other countries to use them as political bargains and tools to determine whether they are going to give them asylum or not. If we are having our leaders of Africa stepping up and actually use the resources in the right way, I'm really sure that peanuts that is given out as aid, maybe that will not be needed. I really believe in One Africa, and yesterday we managed to upload a video which was an anthem that is being uploaded. We have no copyright, to that particular sound, but we believe in the One Africa agenda, and that's exactly the reason why we uploaded a video. So if anybody of you out there wants to be able to, link up, definitely come back to us. We will share those videos. We will definitely, get you to be able to hear the amazing sound that was actually, or that is being uploaded onto the Black Next Gen platform. Guys, my name is Nana SA. We believe in black excellence. And as this is going on in the continent, we don't want to be sitting by, okay? We are definitely part of our brothers and sisters in the continent. And I'm sure many people, many Africans in the diaspora, many Caribbeans in the diaspora, and we've had many people from the US and all that, sharing their wishes and thoughts for their motherland, stating that, we are with you. This is the time. We need to stand up to show these leaders who have definitely not put the needs of their national first, but rather the needs and the benefit that they are going to have in their pockets as their priority. Now is the time. So just like I said from the onset, if you are a leader out there and you think, oh yeah, this is only related to French Africa, we need to be asking ourselves the question, is this actually something that is being influenced by a particular nation? And if so, is this the time that they want to be able to use this as a mask in order for them to be able to leave the motherland? I don't know. I'm throwing in the question. You need to be able to help us to be able to understand that. And even if they want to use these uprisings, these coups, as a mask in order for them to be able to leave the continent, we need to be asking ourselves, are we going to be hurting our brothers and sisters in the name of ECOWAS, whilst people are sat in their other nations, looting and enjoying their words, the gains of the loot, which our presidents, our ministers, and this is not an only case, this is not an isolated case in Gabon. We had an issue in Ghana as well, where ministers actually, or a minister actually had their own bags of money in their homes. So if ministers are saving money in their homes, why should nationals be saving money in the banks? It's really interesting, but you know what? As the Gabon president said, make noise. We should go and make noise, because these ways of ruling our future is definitely over. It is interesting where the BBC itself, when things happen like this, the BBC is also one of the first to jump in, where it actually wrote out to say that, is there a link to the coups elsewhere in Africa? And it writes, whilst there does seem to be something of a trend in French-speaking Africa, the simple answer is no. The military takeover in Burkina Faso, Mali, and most recently Niger were all at least partly triggered by an Islamist insurgency raging across the Sahara region, more than 1,000 miles to the north. In Gabon, the army says it has intervened because of election fraud and a president staying in power too long. Here, there are echoes of the 2021 coups in Guinea. However, seeing the military seize power elsewhere may well have encouraged the army in Gabon to do likewise. And knowing that France had been pushed onto their back foot in the Sahel could have made the soldiers realize that the French would not intervene militarily to support Ali Bongo, as they would have done to his father decades past. Guys, Ali Bongo definitely needs your help. If you can please make some noise for Mr. Bongo, please do. But if not, make sure you click on the subscribe button. Make sure you like this video. Make sure you share with somebody. And in as much as this is serious business, I think this is a lesson, especially to those in power. And those in power who ever thinks that, they are going to take the populace for a ride. African youth are definitely rising. African youth are definitely making their voices heard. And especially with the army, we definitely by no means going to support any coups. But what it means is, let us know in the comment section if you think Africa needs its own type of governance. And how would it look like? What kind of democracy? What kind of system? Obviously, Africa is what? Or maybe Africa will not be the only country which is not following the Western type of democracy. And if Africa is not doing so, does it not become a way of governance? I don't know. But we need to ask ourselves, what is Africa's way of governing its own people? That's really, really important. Because the reality is, Africa needs to devise its own means that will reflect its own needs as compared to what they are being mandated or what they are being told they need to do by the West. The army has definitely taken the lead in all these other parts. But the reality is, the army is not trained to govern countries. And if that's the case, how does the army work with a civilian population in order for some kind of governance to be put in place? Let's listen to what is written by the BBC Africa. It is no accident that all recent military takeovers in West Africa are being celebrated by the general population. Just like I said, in as much as we don't support coups, we need to be asking ourselves, why are people celebrating the takeovers? Is it because they are sick and tired and they think it's about time people need to move on? And maybe Africans need to devise their own type of government. It's interesting where somebody posted in the comment section that this is also happening in the Caribbean as well. Our brothers and sisters in Jamaica, our brothers and sisters in the Caribbean going through similar things. I think maybe the time is coming. Guys, my name is Nana SA. What we do on this channel is we celebrate black excellence. What is happening in Africa, we will definitely not sit back because we are Africans. Whether we are at home, whether we are in the diaspora, Africa is our home, and that is where we're gonna go to. And if you haven't heard of the African National Anthem, go back to the Black Next Gen channel. That's a video that we uploaded. And if you have, leave a comment. But even as you leave a comment, remember to click on the subscribe button, like the video, and share with somebody. Because in as much as we are here talking politics today, we will be talking about other matters which are equally important to us as a community. And if this is something that you've enjoyed, please reach out to us and follow us on Instagram, same details, called Black Next Gen. Please, as a family, let's definitely continue to do our own homework. In as much as we've got people, other countries who may not want the best for us as a community, let's remember the enemy within. Let's remember those who get so comfortable, those who allow themselves to be used against their people. So let's remember these presidents who want you and I to shout for them. Where were they when their nationals had nothing to eat and yet they didn't shout for them? Guys, my name is Nana SA. Remember to click on the subscribe button. Shine your eyes, especially the youth. We're definitely not going to support any coups. But if this is a revolution that is going to bring the change to the motherland, then what's your view? What needs to happen? Click on the subscribe. Tell me what's going on. And we will come back to you in the next video. People, boom. We'll see you soon. Respect.